This lesson is going to be a quick overview of texture mapping in Max. This technique can be used for your architectural features or your ecosystems or any other object in your scene. What I like to do is very quickly go into my editable polygon, and you can see that I have selected surfaces already. I'll choose an orthographic view, whether it be front or left, Z for zoom on my keyboard, and I'll just select those objects that are parallel to my camera view and make sure that I have no others selected. Once I have that, I'll click F for front again, and I will, in my modifier stack, select on Unwrap UVW. And I'll go select the face subobject and go all the way down to the bottom, select planar projection, and then to the right you'll see align to view. And what that does is simply align the projection to the view of the camera. Once you have that, I like to collapse the stack and get the polygons again, go ahead and apply that. I do collapse in between tasks so that I don't lose what I currently have, which is it can happen. So once I have my initial projection for the UVs done, I'll go into my Edit UVW window. You can access that through the parameters, Rollout Edit feature, and I can select on that, and I use the freeform tool and go ahead and scale that down to position. And I will continue to do those steps until I have UVs basically laid out for all of the polygons in my surface. And I'm going to pause and come back when I have that all done. And now that I have that all done, I'm coming back out here to Polygon Subobject, and I'm going to select all those and put an Unwrap UVW modifier on that and access my Edit UVW window again through my Parameters Rollout Edit feature. And you can see that I have the basic layout for my UVs for this particular tower feature, which is now displayed in the checkerboard in the viewport. Once I have that laid out, I can then come in here and make sure that all of my UVs are within the 0 to 1 space right here in the UV panel. You can see that by the dark outline of the 0 to 1 space area. And I'll go ahead and apply my texture map again. This texture map was originally created to tile, but since ambient occlusion does not work with tiled textures, I'm going to go ahead and use this texture map, but I will not tile it. So it's not typically something that I use, this large block, but for this demonstration we'll go ahead and use that rather than create another one. So once I have these, then what I'm going to do is go up here to Tools, Render UVW Template, and I'm going to make that template as large as my normal map, or I'm sorry, my diffuse map, which is 512 by 512. And you, if you are texture mapping large buildings and going to, with the purpose of using ambient occlusion, your texture maps are probably larger than this. But for this demonstration, I'm going to match the original tileable texture and call out the width and height at 512 by 512. And there are several features here that you can use: none, solid, normal, shaded, for rendering out your map. I also like to deselect seamed edges And this button right down here, Render UV Template, will give you a render of your template. Once you have that and it's to your satisfaction, you can go ahead and save that out. I prefer the white on black for the reason that when I do go into Photoshop, which we will do now, to retrieve that, then I can invert that selection and have a white on black or black on white for my template. I'm just going to invert that selection. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste that into my master Photoshop file so that I can use that as a template. Alright. And if I reduce the opacity on that, then you can see that you can see the texture below. Alright. In the next step, we'll talk about ambient occlusion.